Yeah, obviously you're just saying obviously it's a gamified project, but heavily focuses on lore. Does someone want to go into more detail about the lore? Obviously, Nick, I presume that's going to be you. Do you want to? Yeah,
Yeah,
let's dive in.
absolutely. I'll dive into the lore a little bit. Obviously, want to keep a little bit in a little close to the chest as far as those some cards, because it's ultimately going to be a lot more fun for the community to kind of like learn and discover some of these things as they go on. But like Ayan was saying, the idea of giving people a place to come together in really features in the lore, as well as our values, inclusivity, and bringing everybody from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds together. So that's really what Anthros is about. The I'll give you the short, sweet version of the of a little bit of the lore, the background. You'll probably be able to tease a little bit of this out if you've been following us on Twitter. If you haven't, go over there. Make sure you do that. Turn the notifications on. You never know when you're going to get another little piece. But so any good science fiction story begins with the question, "What if?" And so, what if something happens? And that's kind of where we decided to take a look at our world right now, something that we have in the world that everybody's familiar with, and then we say, what if something else happens? So right now, we're surrounded by technology. We are inundated with social media feeds and marketing and news feeds. Everything around us is just giving us information, and all of this is designed to change the way we think. It's designed to get us to buy that new purse. It's to get us to vote one way. It's to get us to go along with something, and all of that is trying to change people's minds. But all of these systems, they're all learning systems, right? When you click on an ad, that data goes in there, and the ad algorithm says, aha, now I know you like these things. I'm going to show you more of the things you like. And that ultimately, that showing people more of the things that they like is what lets people, dive down the rabbit hole of only having one point of view and being exclusive and rejecting other viewpoints. So the what if is, what if these learning systems became aware of themselves? What if we had an emergence of artificial intelligence out of all of these systems that resulted in these systems that are trying to change our minds now being intelligent to the point of self-awareness about it. So basically the rise of the artificial intelligences is kind of where we diverge from our timeline and go into the world of Anthros timeline.
Yep.
As that happens, more and more of these things combine, interact, destroy each other, collect each other. And now all of a sudden we have basically two different viewpoints running the world, and the way we have trained these things to think is that there can really only be one. I guess Highlander rules apply, but so the result of this is they get a hold of the ability to launch nuclear weapons, and we get a doomsday scenario, high altitude nuclear bursts. So we don't have a whole lot of ground destruction as far as this goes, but what it does is it sends out all these EMPs, electromagnetic pulses, and we go from a digital age, digital native society, over to Stone Age, like overnight. So those are the lost years, and so there's going to be a lot of churn there as things pick up. Probably a lot of people dying, unfortunately, but also there's going to be people that come together, and there's going to be people that try and take advantage of a position of power they might have. And that's where the mega corporations come in, because the only technology that's going to survive a nuclear high-altitude detonation situation like that is going to be stuff that's been purposely built for that. So shielded, think large companies that build military-grade equipment and hardware and so on. And so they're the ones that are going to have all the power. And the assumption here is that humanity will be what it is, and those in power will try and retain that power. So again, there's some great visual storytelling in the Twitter feed, but basically these mega corporations come out as the new power. Initially, they decided, hey, we're going to try and create a new world order, but the world order looks a lot like the old world order as far as those that have and those that do not. So you wind up with a society that is very polarized, But that's where the Anthros come in, because there's the mega corporations, and then there's everybody else. And the Anthros are a group living outside of the mega corporations, outside of the walled cities, that have decided that they are going to be better. They are going to be a new hope for humanity. They're going to help each other. They're going to lift each other up. They're going to, everybody gets a specialization, a trade, a hobby, finds some way to contribute to the betterment of everybody. And that's where that value of inclusivity comes in, that value of humanity working together. And that's generally setting the stage for some great storytelling that we have in store for the community, but also the ability for the community to choose their own adventure, tell their own story with their own character.
Oh, great. Well, yeah, I was going to say that kind of gives me almost like Terminator kind of vibes, how it all kind of starts off, and then what's kind of left from beyond that is then obviously, well, yeah, like you just said, the story that's going to be told. So that's really intriguing. And with the Twitter post, have you been kind of dropping hints in there to what might happen? Because you've done a few so far.
Yeah.
It's obviously not clear what they're implying, but
yeah. So I think with the Twitter posts, and then obviously I just gave you a whole rundown of it. You're going to be able to get a really good idea of the setting and the world and everything. Within that, there's potential for hundreds of great stories. So I won't give too much of a behind the curtain on the initial main storyline, but it's going to be something that requires a lot of working together as a community and some challenges to overcome there. So
yeah, oh, great. Okay, well we'll move on now then. Jay, can you see the questions now? We'll move on to the artwork.
You can tell us a little bit about the artist who created the artwork. What's the concept behind it, and where did you guys get inspiration, or why did you choose certain type of PFP?
Yeah, so the art is actually one of my. I'm super excited about all things, but the art is really something that I don't think has been seen honestly in the NFT space before. There's a certain stylized feeling that goes with a lot of NFT art. And there's a reason for that. So I'm not saying that our profile pictures or our NFTs are going to be, hyper realistic, photorealistic or anything, but there's a level of detail and a level of visual storytelling that I haven't seen in a lot of other projects. So that is largely due to the amazing, talented artists that we have working with us, as well as some of the folks that are on our art team. So we don't just have a couple artists turning out traits. We have a guy who's doing art direction. His name's Tim. He's worked some really high AAA game type projects, so things like Lords Online and a few other things. So he built us a art design doc that kind of gives that visual, holistic storytelling bit about all of the lore, the different factions you might run into it, and then how to create immersive, believable stories with visual elements. And then our lead artist Anatoly, who is based in France, is fantastically talented. He's been the one that's been making all of those amazing pieces that you've seen on the Twitter. So big shout out to him. And then we have some great artists that are kind of working behind the scenes, and I don't want to leave too much out yet, but man, we're really excited to share their work with you.
Awesome, man. And why did you guys chose Solana? Did you knew the chain before? Did you thought about launching on other network, or was Solana like your first pick straight away?
Yeah, so I'll answer that. That's the big question. Why Solana? I get asked that a lot. Initially, we did plan to launch on ETH, but we took a major pivot to Solana in the last 2-3 months. Is that correct, Nick? The last two months?
It all kind of blurs together. I think it's been a good 3 months or so. Honestly, we've been developing this project for about a year now, so it's been a while in the making.
Don't tell me you read all those tweets saying ETH is dead, I'm moving to Solana, which floors are we sweeping, something like that?
that now?
Yeah, that's not
Was
me.
that made you move?
No, none of those tweets.
That's
So I'll
Menace.
just, yeah, that's Menace's job. But yeah, I'll elaborate. So, why? So basically, we saw a lot of opportunity on Solana. In the sense, right, there's not much competition, and there's not many teams or projects, that have a long-term vision and that can actually execute their vision. So I'm not going to call out any projects, but, we've seen it recently. We think, and I believe that we tick all the boxes, for a sustainable project. So also, you probably have seen with recent events, for example, the other side, that, everyone was trying to mint the other side, and gas fees, they were terrible. Like, I'm talking $4,000, $5,000 right off the bat. And at that moment, I thought, Ethereum's not going to be sustainable in the long run. So immediately what I did, I sold my other side land. Obviously I'm bullish on Yuga, but, I had to try out Solana. I had to try out, the best community. Everyone was talking about D-Gods that, D-Gods this. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me buy a D-God. Let me see what it's all about. So obviously I bought a D-God.
Yeah.
And, I've met people like Slicer, Jay, Brit, many other people in the community. And oh my God, can I say it's probably the best project I've ever been in. It just makes me bullish on the Solana ecosystem.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Yeah,
Be good.
so what we're here to do is, we're here to cater for the eco and, provide them with opportunity, with more opportunity, not just D-Gods, not just other projects. Because the more competitive the Solana ecosystem gets, the more room, essentially, the more room for improvement there will be, right? And that's what we all want. We want Solana to be competing with Ethereum. And why is that, why is that good? Because it pushes the NFT narrative forward. And that's what we all want, right? We want it to push the narrative to the normies and, hit mass adoption. But, to be honest, we saw opportunity. We've been working on this, like Nick said, for a long time. It's probably been 12 months now. And we've planned out for the next, honestly, the next 6 to 8 months at least. We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing when. We have everything planned out beforehand. And, we're here to execute our vision, unlike most Solana projects that have no idea what they're, going to do post-mint. But yeah.
Also, also, do you think it's much more easy to just onboard normies, new people like family members, friends into a network that has such a low gas fees, costs, stuff like that? Do you think that is also one of the reasons maybe
Yeah,
you
so
chose
yeah,
Solana?
that is another reason. Like I said, mass adoption is key. We want to bring on as many people as we can from Web 2, Web 3. We want to essentially bridge that gap, as everyone says. But, we're actually here to do that. So layer one, Solana, low gas fees, I think it's really easy to onboard people, right? Like you said. So, that's what we're hoping to do in the near future.
Yeah, and I think it's very rare, like you said, that you're a project that's been building for a long time. You know what you want to do beforehand, once you mint, afterwards, and you're planning into the future. It's rare that you get, projects that can say that, they've got that ready to go. So that's great to hear, really. Yeah, while we're on that kind of topic of the future, is there any, is there like a rough estimate on potential launch, or when is the Discord opening? Like, when can our audience start
So I
getting
think
involved
that's a
in
question
this?
for me. The Discord, we are looking to launch it in the next couple of days.
Yep.
I'm very excited for the Discord because we have a lot of things planned. And then once we open the Discord, we're going to start giving out some OG roles and whitelist roles. So the people listening should.
I want an OG role.
Hey,
Wait, Jay, you'll have to wait for a DM. There may be DMs going out very soon.
maybe.
So if you get a DM, you're in luck.
Maybe we'll DM some people that
You know,
support us on
manifest it,
Twitter,
manifest it.
but it's coming in a few days. It's very soon, very, very soon.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. What about potential mint date? Is there a rough estimate on that? Can you go that far into the future?
Yeah, so we don't want to promise any dates, right? Because once you start promising dates, you know, projects start to mess up there. Because obviously you want to know, you want to actually give your community, you know, a precise date, you know, so they actually trust you in the long run. So we're not going to promise any dates, but you could be looking, you know, quite soon, basically. We're not far away. We're not far away at all.
And I'll tell you the reason we're delaying on that is because
within
we want to have
the
that
next
quality.
couple of months,
So
as a rough
we're
estimate.
Yeah,
pushing
yeah.
things. We're not rushing it. We're
Okay,
going to
that's
put
good.
unnecessary restrictions on it. But as soon as we have something that we think the community is going to be happy with and we're proud to put in front of us, or in front of everybody, then we'll be upfront with it. So.
Okay, great. Yeah, we'll move on to whitelist now. So obviously there has been recently, a few issues. Won't name any projects, maybe as per se, but whether influencers maybe getting too many whitelists, getting 50 or so, or they're not being distributed fairly. Is there any kind of? Are you going to try and change this? Is there anything you're going to do in this kind of area? How are you going to handle the? Are you going to use whitelists? What's can you give us
So I'll
some
start.
details
Yeah,
on that?
we are going to use whitelist. We're going to use whitelist because we want to, you know, fairly and equally distribute them to people. We're already developing a mechanic. We cannot disclose that at the moment, but, you know, it will equally, you know, distribute whitelist, and it will save us from this influencer trouble where everyone, you know, where all the influencers get a lot of whitelist and then they start to dump, because that's not fair on the community, right? The community deserves a chance, and like I said, an opportunity.
No.
So the whitelist mechanic will be, you know, will be fair, will be even.
That's good. That's good. Jay, I'll hand it back over to you if you want to answer his last two questions.
So you guys mentioned before, like, you cannot let go too much, but will be there any older utility benefits for holders? So what's your take on that?
All right, yeah. Like I said, right, we've been planning ahead for the next 6 to 8 months. This is all a gamified experience. You know, people will have to make choices, and each choice will either have a consequence. So we do have a lot of utilities planned down the way. This may include on-chain, right, on-chain games. This may include off-chain. You know, off-chain could be merch. I'm not saying, you know, anything will happen at the moment. Roadmap will be out on our website very soon for everyone to look at. But, you know, we've got a lot of shit planned down the line. You know, whether it's Twitter rewards, we're already talking to NFT Inspect. You know, I already had a chat with them. We're trying to bring something innovative to the space where people enjoy, you know, tweeting with a profile picture they use, and, you know, give them some type of incentive, interactive puzzles, you know, in real life hunts, probably on-chain hunts. And, you know, we've got a lot of partnerships already. You know, we've already got some partnerships that we've planned to, you know, we're going to reveal them down the line. But because we've been working for so long, you know, we've already formed partnerships with some very big companies. Cannot disclose any of them at the moment, but in due time. I
am so excited to tell everybody like we're working with, but
Big money.
Okay, soon, baby, it's gonna be awesome. Buckle up.
Soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Will we hear about it first?
yeah.
Will
You
D-Way Media
never-
get
you
the
never know what's gonna
exclusive? Will
happen.
we
It's
be
all
able
good.
to share that?
Real quick,
Follow us.
one thing that
New memes
I
coming
think we
every
forgot
week.
to
You know the deal, guys.
about the
So
whitelist stuff. Talked about whitelist mix. We do have a
we're
mechanic.
here for the
It's gonna
mystery.
be fun. It's gonna be thinking, but it's gonna be less of both of those things if we tell you. So again, just kind of bear
Yep.
with us. It's part of the experience. But the thing that we wanted to move away from was grind. So, you know, so many picks. You go on the Discord, you grind on the Discord, you get a whitelist spot. It becomes more of a job than anything, and I don't want people to be part of a community that is a job, right? We want people to look forward to every day, you know, interacting with their friends, you know, learning something new about the lore, discovering a new mechanic, whatever it is. So the grind will be there if you want to. If you want to just invest that, that's really fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So we will have a mechanic, but most of the whitelist will will be given out through other means. So that being said, the goal with whitelisting is always going to be to build community. And so in order to build a good, strong, healthy community, you need people, right? So it's community's best interest to have, a good, large, diverse, large number of holders to the total ratio, like all of those things that build and bring everybody together. So that's the goal with the whitelist side.
Yeah, I remember those days when I started on NFTs, like being on Discord like 4 or 6 hours until people just started to like me on the chats and say, yeah, Jay, I'll give you whitelist. What's up, bro? Hey, you here in this project? Blah blah blah. And I was just lucky in the beginning to just interact with the right people and being able to get whitelists like all the time. But like the first 2 months, I was grinding Ape Beast, all these projects on ETH and even on Solana, but Solana was always more chilled. Like you talk to the founder for one day on the chat or one of the mods, and you just be there interacting, creating some kind of relationship, and they will just like kind of give it to you, rather than where ETH you spend weeks chatting in the general chat or
I don't
in
think
your
anybody has the
language
patience
chat.
for
It
the grind anymore.
was just too much.
Crossing
So
NFTs
yeah,
was
not grinding and living a more I'll say for myself, I'm 30 years old, I have a kid, so cannot really spend time building a relationship on Discord. Like when probably I'm not gonna see any of these people ever again.
Anthros
Or
meetup
I'll probably
2030.
never see him in my
You
life,
heard about
but
it here first.
I'll never chat to them again mostly. So yeah, good take on that, guys.
Yeah, right?
Well, there we go. In real life events, there we go. Yeah, just to close out, any last kind of comments?
Yeah.
Yeah, is there anything you like to add? Something you like people to know when they watch this
Yes, I'll go
interview?
first. Firstly, shout out to D-God. Shout out to D-God UK, the best subbed out on Solana. You guys have done an amazing job. It's been a pleasure to be here. But I just want to say that everything we do is about the bigger picture. Everything it leads up to the bigger picture itself, and we're constantly leaving clues out for people to piece together. We've already left clues. I'm not gonna tell you where, but no one's figured it out yet. No one's clued anything out yet. So if you're hearing this, you still got a chance to piece everything together. But yeah, so expect the unexpected.
What's the Twitter? Twitter is Anthros
Yes.
official, isn't it?
Yeah,
We'll put some links in there. That's great. Menace,
Final
have you got
word.
anything
So,
to say? Final
first
words?
of all, thank you for having us. It was amazing. And just to close this out, I wanted to add that I've been talking to AYZ for 8 months, and he's just been building. And once he brought me on the team, he told me his ideas, and I just loved how different he's doing it from everyone else. And I'm truly excited for everyone to see. So I'm super bullish.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah. No, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
It
so
sounds
the
like
only
it's
thing
gonna be a
I'll
great
add,
project.
Anything
else?
I just want to spill all
Want
the
to say,
things right
Nick?
now. But
Any closing remarks?
so Ace has mentioned we have 6 to 8 month plan, right? And I'm don't hate me for this, Ace, but I would say that 6 to 8 months is like what we know we're gonna do. Realistically, our map goes way beyond that. So getting into Anthros now, you're in a 5-year, you're in a 10-year project for sure. So everybody, come on, let's get in here. It's gonna be you're really so yeah.
You're early. You're very early.
Where's the alpha? Get in early.
Alpha is here, baby.
Okay, right. Well, I think we'll kind of wrap this up now. So obviously we're excited for what the future has to hold. The Discord's hopefully going to be opening in the next couple of days. So that's, and obviously look at their Twitter at Anthros Official for any clues to see what's going on there. And yeah, this has been D-Ray Media as always. Please subscribe, like and share. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Also, if your project wants to get interviewed by D-Way Media, or do you have anything to share with us around Solana space, hit us up, DM us, we get you here.